how are you? Welcome, welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. We are here to dive right into our Protecting You from You live stream. So this is your time to make sure you do a couple of things. Number one, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on all the great things that we're doing, and turn on the notification because that's really going to make sure that you get the information that you need when you need it and when you want it. So we're going to be here talking about a couple of things. Oh, and then one more thing, be sure to invite a friend. So you're here right now because this intrigued you, this post, this information, this live, because it's all about protecting you from you. So if you're in your 40s or your 50s, here's what no one has told you. No one has told you that the fatigue, the brain fog, the stubborn weight, all of that that's going on, that's not moving, that weight that's not moving no matter what, none of that has to do with just aging. I want you to make sure you rip that out of your mind right now and do not listen to the person who's telling you it's just because you're aging. It's truly a combination of things. And together, we're going to learn right here, right now, exactly what is causing all of that. And here's the spoiler, I'm going to tell you exactly the three things that are causing that right now. So, absolutely, yes, it's your hormones. Absolutely, yes, it's the metabolism. And absolutely, yes, it's your nervous system. All three of those things are the things that are now in combination, just what makes it feels like life is horrible and your entire body is not doing the same thing that it used to do. So, in this moment right now, when we think about perimenopause, when we think about menopause, I know it feels like a disease, but I want to tell you right now, it is not. It is not a disease, even though it feels like it. All it means right now is that your body is functioning under new rules. And that's why the rules aren't working anymore. The things that you used to do doesn't work. So, what's going on? What you used to do, it doesn't work anymore. The punishing of yourself that you used to do, the limitations of the different things, the restrictions, the dieting, all of that, it doesn't work anymore. The sacrifices doesn't work anymore because your body is operating under new rules. And I want you to get this picture in your mind of what I really mean when I'm speaking about operating under new rules. I want you to think about the town that you grew up in when you were 10, 5, maybe even 6. You have that in your mind? You have that in your mind, that town that you grew up in when you were younger. Now that you have that picture in your mind, I want you to think about the roads. I want you to think about the city. I want you to think about your shortcuts that you would get through that city. I want you to even think about your favorite ice cream shop that you knew when you were in that city growing up, the twists and the turns. But now, 30 years later, you go back to that same city, and here's the thing, it's been rebuilt. The whole city has been rebuilt. So if you're using your old operating system, there's no way that you can navigate this new city. Do you see where I'm going with this? You can't use the old navigating system to navigate this new city. And I said it a second time for the people in the back because you have to understand and know this one thing. You have to change your rules and your map with your body, and that's changing. Your body's going to continue to change. And because your body is continuing to change, if you're using an old operating system, you're going to continue to get frustrated. You're going to continue to get discouraged. And we don't want that. So, right now, we're going to learn the new rules in place for your hormones, the new rules in place for your metabolism, the new rules in place for your nervous system. And I want you to think about these three things. We said hormones, metabolism, nervous system. In the chat, you could just drop HMN. HMN, just drop it in the chat. So that way you'll know that these are the three areas we're going to speak about. And we're going to go right in that order. So here's rule number one. Rule number one has to do with your hormones. Yes, absolutely. This has to do with your hormones. And did you know that women can feel the full symptoms of menopause as early as 10 years, as early as a decade before they actually go into menopause. So let's go ahead and to say, what is menopause? Menopause is when you have 12 calendar months. So a full year of absolutely no cycle. So even if you get to the 11th month of no cycle, and then right at the end of that 11th month, you started and you had a cycle, you had a period, that means you start back again from day one. So 12 months, an absolute calendar year of no periods. That's when we say this person's in menopause. Yet women can have these symptoms 10 years prior. Why is that? Well, that's because the hormones are shifting. You remember what that was like when you're in middle school. The hormones started shifting. And because your hormones are shifting, there's three things that happen, even four. I'll mention the fourth one. Number one, your body stores fat differently. When your hormones shift, your body stores fat differently. Number two, your body handles sugar, sugar being glucose, glucose being the food. Remember, food is fuel. So your body handles sugar differently. Number three, your body burns energy in a different way. And all of these things, number four, that shift, it affects your mood. So that's what's happening with the hormonal shifts. And because the hormonal shifts are happening even as early as 10 years prior to you actually going into menopause, that's the reason why you are feeling so off. So remember what I said 10 years before, that's why you start feeling it off. But there's three things that we want to do when we talk about estrogen. Estrogen is the thing in your body as women that makes us feel the way that we feel. And then suddenly in our 40s, in our 50s, we start feeling this shift and we don't feel like ourselves again. And we're trying to figure out what is going on. So, what do we have to do then with this estrogen? We have to preserve it, we have to replace it, or we have to build it. And I'm going to tell you right now quickly how to do those things. Number one, how do we preserve it? And when I say preserve it, I want you to think about protecting it, protecting what's already there. One of the quickest ways that we can protect it, here are the top three ways that you can protect the hormone of estrogen that's already there in your body, that's shifting. You must stay away from what we call PFAS. Okay, that's the fancy word for these forever chemicals, these things that are in synthetics, these things that just preserve it. I want you to think about the synthetic things that allow your food, your clothes not to stain, that allows your, let's see what else, the clothes not to stain. It also has the forever chemicals that also are the things that are in packaging as well too. The forever chemicals are the things that kind of make life easy for us. But what do? They deplete our storage of estrogen. So where do we find these? They're in yoga pants. They're in yoga pants. So imagine you're wearing your yoga pants and you're exercising, you're using your leggings, and you're going through your days. And in these summers, super hot, you're sweating. What is that doing? It's depleting your estrogen. Where else do we find these forever chemicals? Non-sticks. Non-sticks where? So I'm telling you, these things are literally like in your house right now, in your cabinets. Non-stick pots has those forever chemicals. Why? Because these forever chemicals, they resist heat, they resist oil, and they resist stains. That's what I want you to think of. Something that I have in my house that resists heat, oil, and stains. They usually have those forever chemicals in them. And you'll see that's the reason why people are like, oh, stay away from these PFAS chemicals. Why? It's messing up your hormones. It's not protecting what's already there. It's pulling it out. It's plummeting even more. Where else can we find them? Food packaging, like in the microwave popcorn bags, you'll see them there. In the resistant paper wraps, you'll see them there as well too. So essentially, the number one thing that we want to do when we're talking about preserving the hormone of estrogen, how do we preserve it? We want to stay away from those PFAS, synthetic chemicals that are forever chemicals. All right, so we said this is how we protect it. What is another place, what else can we do when we're talking about our estrogen? We said we can replace the estrogen. How do we want to replace the estrogen? Keyword, synthetic is what you avoid. All of the problems that you've seen and that we've read about as physicians with synthetic hormones, it has, or with hormones in general, has everything to do with synthetic hormones. That's what causes all the problem. So if we're replacing hormones, you better make sure that we are using bioidentical hormones for the replacement. So we don't want it to plummet. So we want to protect it. We want to protect the hormone of estrogen. We want to make sure that we replace it. And we also want to make sure we build it. So, what's another way we could build the hormone estrogen? When we are lifting weights. This is why they tell you lift heavy. When you're lifting heavy, it causes a shoot, a rise, an acute rise in your testosterone. In women, this hormone of testosterone gets converted to estrogen. And now we have that estrogen in place. This is why you are feeling like everything is falling apart around you, because your original system that kept you going, that made you you, was the estrogen. And now, suddenly, in these 40s, late 30s for some people, 40s and 50s, everything's changed because the thing that made you you, that made you who you are, that made you feel like yourself. I know this may sound strong, but it's like it's under attack. That's the estrogen. So, what do we do? Again, I'm being repetitive here so that you'll know it. What do we do with the estrogen? Drop it in the chat. You heard it. We preserve it, we protect it. We're staying away from the PFAs. Ooh, I'm sorry. You stay away, not from the PFAs. You stay away from the PFAS, those forever chemicals. That's the way you stay away from them. We want to also replace it. So we replace it in the way of getting hormone replacement. That is safe. You'll find out some more information about places, even here with me, Cornerstone Medical Group, Dr. Savinelli, there where you can replace it. And then number three, we want to build it up. How do we build it up? That is the reason why we do weightlifting. Now, you may ask, why am I talking so much about the why behind these things? I do that very intentionally because as a mother, I realize when I tell my kids the reason why we need to do something, when I tell you why you need to stay away from these synthetics, these forever chemicals, when I tell you why I'm telling you to stay away from the popcorn microwave bags, when I'm telling you why you might not want to put on those yoga pants or those leggings, when I'm telling you why to stay away from the non-stick, the why is so that we can protect the estrogen that is there. And this is especially true for you who have young children, like their teenage years. You better believe those things, those synthetic forever chemicals, are also affecting them in their teenage years too. All right, so here's another bonus I want to add on for you when we're talking about our sex hormones, right? And this is true for estrogen, this is true for testosterone if you have young boys as well too. I know I'm gearing off here, but I think it's important to mention. There's also this reality that there are five key nutrients that if they are not optimized, if they're not high, if they're not checked, five key nutrients that if they're not getting checked and not optimized, then that too will cause that drop in your estrogen. Now, this is where it becomes tricky when we're on a platform like this. I'm not your physician, but I can be your physician. So just go in the chat, mention today's live, and just mention this video. And for the full month of September, you can get 10% off your visit. So we want to check those levels of those five key nutrients. Here's what's crazy. Those same five key nutrients that I'm speaking about, individuals who are on oral contraceptives, yes, even our young teenage girls, those five nutrients that we need in our system for our sex hormone to do the thing that it needs to do to stay high, when you're on oral contraceptives, those five nutrients plummet. So sometimes it's just a matter of we replace those nutrients. All right, I'm giving you all of the things that you need today. All right, so we spoke about rule number one. Rule number one was that we need to understand absolutely our metabolism is our hormones are affected. Rule number two, now that we're going into it, is that metabolism is affected as well in this stage of life. So, how is metabolism affected in this stage of life. When your estrogen levels are low, your body becomes more sensitive, and it doesn't know how to process as well the glucose that you eat. It goes into swings, highs and lows and highs and lows. Remember, we're talking about the shifting hormones. That's what happens in this phase of life. Remember, we spoke about new rules that we're under right now. So now that we have this shifting of the hormones, this is also what occurs with our metabolism. Remember, food is fuel. Now, this is especially true if you are one of the individuals who have extraordinary work ethic. If you're someone who has extraordinary work ethic, more than likely you're the person who just pushes through. More than likely you're the person who just gets it done. More than likely you're the person who may skip breakfast, get the job done, maybe grab something, grab a protein shake, and then sometimes maybe at the end of the night grab something as well too, or you're just living off of caffeine. If this is you, what is happening? It's messing up your metabolism. You're going from highs and lows. Remember what we said, food is fuel. And because food is fuel, you want to make sure that you're not going from highs and lows, but you're steady state, giving your body the food that it needs so that it has the energy that it needs to do what needs to be done. So, this is where metabolism, your body's metabolism, has this role that it plays too in this stage of life of why you must protect yourself from you. Your metabolism has changed. It's slowed down at that 40, 30 age, that 50 age. And because that metabolism is slowed down, because it has changed, it's under the new rules. And what do you have to do? Have small, frequent meals. We have small, frequent meals for many reasons. One, that's actually what helps with weight loss. Having small, frequent meals is actually what helps with weight loss. We're not talking about big plates. I want you to think about salad sized plates that you're eating out of, but you're eating smaller meals more frequently. This is speeding up your metabolism. But not only that, it's maintaining the glucose levels that already are under threat because hormones are shifting. I hope you guys are enjoying this and getting great information because we're right now going into rule number 3. And the new change in rule number 3 is our nervous system. Our nervous system. And again, this is the one that I want to really hone in on. If you are one of those individuals who have absolutely great work ethic, if you're an individual who has great work ethic, then this is where it becomes a problem for you. Chronic stress. Chronic stress is the most clinically significant blocker of our sex hormones. Chronic stress. So when we speak about being in a stressful environment, it's not just because we just want to be happy and we want everything to be bells and whistles. This is literally impacting in a negative way your body's ability to make estrogen, to make testosterone. That's why it's so important. Individuals who are under chronic stress, you have to find the way out. You have to find a way how to ameliorate that. You have to find the way to like appease that, to find the way to deal with it correctly or change it. This is what I always say. If you're under chronic stress like that and it's getting to the point where it's impacting your health, this is a clear indication that your body's loves you and it's sending you the signs that you need to do one of two things. You change structure or you change the system. If you're under chronic stress and your body is giving you the signs, what are those signs? Brain fog, inability to sleep, can't remember. I have this weight I cannot lose. I feel bloated all the time. That is impacted, right? We said this is synergistically working against you at this stage of life. Why? Because there's new rules. When you are under that chronic stress like that, it is impacting your body's ability to create, I'm talking to women mainly here, estrogen, but it's true for all sex hormones, so testosterone too. It impacts that in a way, in a negative way. It can't make it. Now you have that going on top of you entering perimenopause. and on top of you being in menopause. So, what is all of this? I just described to you what the perfect storm is. So, when we are speaking about all of these things that are happening, brain fog, we don't have clarity, we can't concentrate, we can't work the way we used to work. I just feel blah, I don't feel like myself anymore. I have no energy. All of those things are true. And all of those things occur with menopause and with perimenopause. But what makes it worse? If you are not operating under the new rules and the new map that I just gave you in this video. Your hormones have a new map, your metabolism has a new map, and your nervous system has a new map. We spoke about the new map for the hormones. We either replace it, we either protect what's there, or we build it. Go back to the video, you'll see what that is. We spoke about the new map here for our metabolism. We have to steady state. We have to keep the glucose level because food is fuel. We have to keep the glucose level at steady state because in this new map of hormone shift, there's a swing of the hormones. And because there's a swing of the hormones, that also impacts the way your body uses the sugar. So we have to keep sugar, which is glucose, which is food, food is fuel, at steady state. And the third one we just mentioned is our nervous system. But I want to give you something key here for your nervous system that you can literally start doing right now. Now, remember, I'm all about educating you because I want you to make informed decisions. So here's the education here. There's something in our body that's called the glymphatic system. You've heard about the lymphatic system. That's what cleans out our bodies. But our glymphatic system is what cleans out our brains. It's literally the the CSF, the cerebral spinal fluid, the spinal fluid in our bodies, in our vertebrae, that literally cleans at our brains. And what is this cleaning doing? It's removing the toxins. And you want to remove those toxins in the brain. As we are getting older as well, too, especially if you're experiencing that brain fog, I'm sure there's been a couple of times where you're like, is this Alzheimer's? Is this dementia? Is this going to increase my risk for any one of those things, Alzheimer's or dementia? So this is the reason why we must make sure we optimize our glymphatic system that cleans our brains. It's literally a cleanse. So what do we do and what impacts that or what really augments that and optimizes that? Number one, you got to go to sleep, man. So when we are sleeping, I know it's going to sound like a crazy number, 7 to 9 hours. When we are sleeping 7 to 9 hours at night, what does that do? That boosts that flow of our glymphatic system that cleans our brains. So I forgot to mention this. What is it cleaning from? What are the toxins that it's removing? It's literally removing the same toxins and markers that you see on imaging that cause dementia, that cause Alzheimer's, that cause Parkinson's, all of the illnesses of your cognitive health, your brain health that you want to protect. Yeah, this has everything to do with what we're saying as well, too, because our health is not just like this. We got to hit it on all the different angles because we are complex beings. That's why I'm going into such detail as I'm explaining this to you. And I want you to really get it because I don't want you to have wrong information anymore. If you're scrolling on YouTube, it's because you are all in about trying to get the right information. And that's why I want to explain this so you can get the right information. All right, going back to our glymphatic system. Sleep. 7 to 9 hours is what boosts that glymphatic system. What else boosts the glymphatic system? Sleeping on your right-hand side. Literally sleeping on your right-hand side helps the flow, helps the cleanse of what's cleaning our brains every single night. So try to start on your right-hand side. And I know when you sleep, sometimes you might shift to your left, to your right, to your back, to your stomach. That's fine, but start on your right-hand side and then maybe eventually it'll be able to stick. So we go to sleep. We make sure we sleep on our right-hand side. Number 3, during the day, having good posture. Why do we need good posture? Remember we talked about that CSF, the cerebral spinal fluid. When we have good posture, that's what helps that fluid flow the way we need it to flow to clean our brains. It works the best during the day when we're talking about sitting up straight, but that good posture, and when we really get that lymphatic system going, that cleaning system, it is at night when we're sleeping. So this goes back to our sleep hygiene. What do we want to get rid of? Blue lights. What are the blue lights? Our phones. Don't scroll in bed. Actually, there should be no screens at least 1 to 2 hours, the literature says, before bed. No screens, no TV screens, no phone screens, no computer screens, no iPad screens. No screens 1 to 2 hours before bedtime. Because what does that do? When we eliminate that, that helps our lymphatic system, the cleaning, the washing of the brain, to occur to protect us. Did you get all of that? That's what we want to do. Right side of our body, making sure we're sleeping 7 to 9 hours so we can get into deep, good REM sleep, and making sure we're getting rid of the screens. This is the reality of what you need to do, what I need to do, what we all need to do to make sure we are protecting you from you. And that's why we called it this, because a lot of these things that we're speaking about right now, it gets worse when we're not taking the time to prioritize our health. And you must prioritize your health because that's the only way that we can do it. And like I said, a lot of times what happens is the fact that we have gotten so used to asking everyone else what they need, we can't even answer the question anymore about what it is that we need for ourselves. And that's my challenge for you today. My challenge for you today, watching this video, replay, even right now, I want you to be able to ask the question right now and answer that question. What is it that I need for myself? What is it that I need for myself right now so that I can make sure I'm protecting me from me so I can live a life that is whole, so I can get back to myself, so that I can have well being and that I can enjoy this life that is given before me? All right. I'm Dr. Sabine Elise, board certified family medicine physician, CEO and founder of Cornerstone Medical Group. We have a great special going on. If you want to learn more about those 5 nutrients that we're speaking about, that you want to make sure are maximized to protect your estrogen levels, I want you to go in the link, schedule an appointment, and mention this live so that you could get additional discount. That way we could get a chance to make it this specific for you. I'm so glad you're here. Be sure to subscribe, like, share with a friend. And it doesn't have to be a woman. Maybe you have a husband or a guy friend who you know talks to you about, man, I don't know what's going on with my wife. Guess what? This is what they need. Send this to them and it's going to give that information. All right, so great to see you. I want to say hi to some of the people that are here. I see Stephanie here, and she's saying, great information, Doc. I see some other people writing the chat. Oh, this is exactly what I needed. Oh, this is so great. So you know what to do, and be sure to come back. And we might try to do this regularly so that we have these discussions so that you can have the right information. Take care. Bye.